She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop bleeding! Stop bleeding!
He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
Conference, and they are a Class A team, but they have played a bunch of Double A teams. In fact, 10 of their losses have come against ranked teams in either Class A or Class Double A. Starters for tonight for the Champlin Park Rebels on the front line, it will be Tyler Trombley will be taking the drop at center. Trevor Albertawali and Ethan Muss will be his wingmen. In the back, you've got Drew Bellison and Austin Anderson both on the blue line. And like we talked about, Jack McCabe in net. For the Spartans, you've got Sebastian Hoyland. George Peltier and his brother Ethan Peltier will be on the front line. Judah Thompson and Nelson Woodarts on the blue line for the Spartans. As the puck is down, we have an ice right off the bat. We'll have a face-off down in the Spartans zone. The Rebels come in with a very impressive mark recently. Their only loss to Rogers, a 5-4 loss, and Rogers, one of the top teams in Class AA right now, lost 5-4, and their only other loss was to Andover, one of the another top team, 5-4 in overtime. And the Rebels are coming together, according to Coach Potter, as they gain the zone right now, and puck is thrown down deep. First line is still out there. Trombley, Aberwal, and Muss. Muss keeps it in. As you keep it back, good forecheck by this top line. Into the corner, they bump and throwing out there as Austin Anderson throws it back. Hip check by Ethan Muss. And that puts the defenseman Casey Lynn into the boards. Kept in nicely by Henry Kerlitz. Talk a lot about the Peltier brothers. There's three of them, two of them on that top line. Dangled outside and bumped off the puck was Jordan Ron. Impressive 33 points, 15 goals. Shot in, save. Saved by McCabe. As he had good view of it, good cut off the angle, and was able to kick the rebound aside. Good pressure right now by St. Paul Academy. The Spartans continue to skate well. They're coming off a tie against St. Paul Johnson. And here's a breakout by Roy Johnson, the defenseman. Save, and that'll be up in the net. We'll have a face-off to the left of Ian Johnson. Johnson off at Johnson. as we mentioned, the Spartans come off a tie 1-1 against St. Paul Johnson. But they were able to put 55 shots on net against one of the top goaltenders in the state. Ended up with a shot in right from the point. Goal scored! Matthew Blodgett with a rebound from the point as Brody Olson shot one in right from right in the point. It hopped the stick of Johnson and landed right on the stick, or even maybe the midsection of Blodgett, and that is his 7th goal. So good start for the Rebels. Shot in.
Assist to number 6, Brody Olson. And number 5, Roy Johnson.
Johnson and Olson. Oh! Johnson and Olson both get the assist, the helper on that. As George Peltier was right out front and it hopped his stick for the Spartans. Here comes the Rebels, dumped down far side. Chased in, Rebels are making a change. As the first line is back out there. And here comes Aberwald, Trevor Aberwald, drop pass. And it's sticked away by the Spartans. Spartans hold on to it, and here comes the Rebels again. Shot, and that hits a stick, and that goes out of play. As Nolan Peterson tried to wrist her as soon as he got inside the blue line. Talking with Coach Potter, he feels that his team is really starting to believe in who they are. He's got 3 strong lines and real consistent scoring. And their defense is really coming together well. Rebels with the puck down below the goal line, circling around. That's Riker Grant. Throws it, brings it around. Nolan Peterson keeps it in, throwing in into the midsection from the point. Clear view. Kate Simonson throws it, and it was saved by Ian Johnson. Puck won by the Rebels. Spartans are coached by Tim McClellan. He's been part of Hockey USA in his first year at the St. Paul Academy. Young team. Said one of their best players is a freshman, and we'll have a chance to see him tonight, which is Ethan Peltier. Slapper right on Johnson. Kick to corner. Hard shot on by Nolan Peterson. Here comes the Spartans. Henry Karelitz dumps it in for the change. Spartans change. Long outlet pass. Here comes Matthew Blodgett, his 2nd goal of the game as he gets past Johnson. Long outlet pass, stretch pass. And I believe that was Nolan Peterson from Cade Simonson. So Matthew Blodgett tickles the twine twice tonight. We'll get the official scoring, but Blodgett, long stretch pass, was wide open, able to skate past it. Here comes the Rebels again. Simonson gets the helper. A solo helper back there, and Drew Bellison settles it, throws it up to Matthew Peterson. Matthew gets it jousted away, throwing across ice. The Spartans will change, and here comes the Rebels. Austin Anderson gets it deep, and the Rebels will do the same with a quick change. Spartans gets in, shot back behind the net, goes back, and pass is intercepted by Muss. Here comes Trombley. Trombley tries to get it over to Aberwally. Shot in by Austin Anderson, who was moving away from the puck. He didn't quite get enough wood on it as his momentum was moving away. Glove save by Johnson. We were talking about impressive wins recently. Totino Grace, Cooper Armstrong, Anoka, Spring Lake Park, all decisive wins by the Rebels last couple of weeks. Rebels control the puck. Trombley over to Muss. Aberwal with a skater on him. Goes into the corner, and that's pulled away by the Spartans. Kept in. Everybody's got to touch back up. And this first line is buzzing. They're on the puck. Back to the point. Shenian, there's 3 Rebels there trying to get a deflection. And that gets past Johnson into the corner. Now it's sent down. Chance for icing. And icing is the call. We'll bring it back down. 10:02 remaining on this Tuesday night here at the Champlin Ice Forum. I'm Jim Childs, joined here at the rink by Ryan Mush and Trinity Thompson. They are both manning the cameras. Back at the studio, we got CJ Buck, Kurt Yang, and Damian Vanderjack. So the whole crew's here tonight. Pass out front, and just a little bit out of the reach of Jordan Ron. Spartans trying to just get it in. Offsides, the call is Ethan Peltier, the 9th grader, number 9, the 9th grader, was just over the line. Second leading scorer, he's got 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points. His brother George Peltier, number 7, who's out there centering, 7 goals, 3 assists. Leading goal scorer. Here comes the Rebels. Pass right out in front. Beautiful pass looking for Evan Williams. Goes off his stick. And pass in front. Big shot. Saved by Johnson. Nolan Peterson in the blind. We have an offside, so we'll bring it back out. Broken stick. A couple of broken sticks out on the ice right outside of Johnson's crease. Couple of $100 down the tubes. Bernovic and Diperink on the drop. Diperink throws it down. That's be taken by Cade Simonson. Pass out front. A little bit too far. Kept in by the Spartans. Thrown into the corner. Diperink wheels it back. Shot on. Good save by McAben. Jack McAben with a couple of nice saves. That one kind of hit the top of his pad. Going back down. Chased in there by Matthew Peterson. Pat Peterson with a behind the back tough angled shot by Blodgett, looking for the natural hat trick in the first period. Another shot in by Peterson. Nolan, that is. Bumped off the puck, and the captain, George Karolinks, throws it down. We've got another icing. We'll bring it back down. Shots on goal, 8-3, Rebels. 2-0 on the scoreboard. Heading into the final couple weeks of the season, of the regular season, before the funnest time of the year, the sectionals will start. Sectional for the girls start this week. QCTV will be there for some of it. Shot on. Nice hard shot. Saved by Johnson. Came in from Austin Anderson. Right inside the line. Trombley must Aberwall with the draw, pass out front, hit to the corner, far corner, going back around the net by Woodards. And the Spartans dump it down. They'll make a change real quick. Henry Carolick has to keep it in. It's kept in by Woodards. Throwing back down. Kept in again. Going to an open wing. Controlled now by the Rebels. Saucer pass fails to click, and it's dumped back down. As Trombley comes away with it. Peltier pass is intercepted. And Ethan Muss comes up with it, gets around two skaters, and then gets sandwiched. As the jousting continues in the far corner. Nice pass, just missed the back door as Drew Bellison uncovered with a wide open net, just couldn't flatten that puck. Beautiful pass across ice. 6:51 remaining in the first period. The Rebels hold it, throw it, try to get it down below the goal line. Kept in nicely by Roy Johnson. Spartans able to get it out, and then pass hits Drew Bellison and goes out of play. We'll have another puck drop right outside the Johnson box, or the Academy box bench. The Rebels have won a majority of the faceoffs, more than a majority of the faceoffs so far tonight. They're good on the drops. Shot in, save. Jordan Ron, point blank. Another pass out in front, kept and saved again. Evan Williams was able to get control of that puck in between the skates of a Spartan, pull it in, and Ian Johnson, who's had a number of tough saves so far, was able to corral that one. Boy, that line looked good. Grant, Ron, and Williams, they were moving that puck around well. And that's that second line that has scored. Intercepted, pass in, shot wide of the net. Nolan Peterson with a bullet. He settles it, gets it back over to Kate Simonson. Well, connected. Johnson lost sight of it. It kind of hopped his stick, got caught into a pad. And a dangerous play right out in front. Good thing for the defenseman. And that was Woodards was able to get it past. Shot in, save again. As Matthew Blodgett has had 5 shots, tips another one that goes off of Johnson. And he sends it down. Icing again. 2-0's the Rebels with goals coming from Blodgett and Blodgett. He's got 2 so far, one on a long stretch pass, and the first one was a deflection that went right off him, right into the net. Quick shot on pad save, another pad save. Johnson with the save again, and the freeze. Tyler Trombley, the senior, was poking at it, not able to get it past Johnson. Aberwal controls the puck, pass back, shot in right off the mask of Johnson, and that was a hard shot in by Anderson. Driven into the boards hard on the far side is Casey Lynn. Tough check. Trombley sends it around, pinching down for the Rebels was Drew Bellison. Keeps it in. Musk holds it. Trombley again. This first line is forecheck is just suffocating. Bellison trying to do some nifty stick work, and it's poke checked away and sent down, and icing is waved off. Austin Anderson throws long stretch pass. He catches Reichert Grant. Dangled in. Goal! Jordan Ron with a nifty move around the Spartan defenseman. Pulls it back, goes right over the stick of Ian Johnson. For Jordan Ron, that's goal number 16 on the season. And number 25 in his career. Shot in, save. Big rebound given up by McEwen. Reichert Grant gets the assist. Will be point number 8 for him this season. Jordan Ron, chance, hopped his stick, had another shot in. It's another stick handling moves by Roy Johnson, the captain. Johnson out in front again. Nice pass in from Brody Olson. And here comes the Rebels again. Looking out, Jordan Ron, backhand pass. He was looking for Evan Williams. And that one didn't click. It was a glove down. Goal scored again. Evan Williams goes far side. And for the 4th goal of the period and of the game. Rebels up 4-0, 2:23 remaining. We'll try to get the helpers with that, as a couple of assists came from a nifty skating happening. The Rebels have completely dominated, 19 shots on goal. Shot in, kicked aside by Johnson. He's had his work cutting. So Blodgett gets his 3rd point of the game, 2 goals and an assist on the Evan Williams goal, and Roy Johnson gets his 2nd helper. They're shot in, and a goal scored by Will Bernovic. Bernovic looked like he was going to pass, pulled it back, and kind of went under the, or over the blocker of Johnson. Will Bernovic with goal number 5. And that was only 40 seconds after the Williams goal. So Bernovic with his 6th goal of the season, the sophomore. Playing well, Matthew Blodgett. Peterson gets a goal, gets an assist. No penalties, it's been a clean game so far. All 21 shots, not in. Save, looks like it hit traffic out front, I don't know if it got to. Another shot. One minute remaining left in the first period, in a period that has seen 5 Rebel goals. Rebels looking out front. Matthew Lodge was right out front and it just went over his stick. His 4th line getting some minutes here towards the end of the first period. Nolan Peterson shot in wide of Johnson. And it's thrown down the ice. We'll have icing with 9 seconds remaining. Well, an impressive period comes to a close. We'll see if the Rebels can get another shot on. That would be their 22nd of the period. Thrown back around. And time runs out. Well, Will Black threw one on the net, and we're seeing a little, well after the whistle, or well after the buzzer, and frustration a little bit coming out, I believe, by the Spartan. But great period as Matthew Blodgett gets 2 and gets tallies for 2 and an assist. The Rebels, after 1, up 5-0. We'll be back for the second period.
Deutschman fade for the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown.
That's Keenan Rodriguez, number 14.
Takes a quick shot. There's nothing going
Look at it. Laser that
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our local area high school sports. I'm your host, Seamus Burke. Let's start off with the Anoka Gymnastics team. They're an ambitious group looking ahead to a big season. Let's head out and talk with the Tornadoes.
At my elementary school, there was a gymnastics after school, and that's where I started. And me and my best friend, she's actually another captain. And from there, I decided to be done with dance, and I just kept on with gymnastics, and been doing it ever since.
I tried out a lot of sports when I was younger, but I didn't like to have like shoes on. I was kind of a weird kid like that. I don't know, I just had a lot of energy always jumping off the furniture, so my parents thought it would be a good idea, and it kind of just stuck.
We actually got a couple new girls, and we lost a couple girls that were really important to our team. But the new girls are showing promise, and we've been working really hard all summer, so we still have our hardest skills. We're starting off strong.
What's been really fun so far this year is the amount that we have to gain. They're so talented, they're so hardworking, and they're going to develop a lot from the first meet to the last meet. Last year we came in strong, went strong, and ended strong. It was just a seasoned group, and every meet felt just kind of almost a little too easy because they were so practiced, so rehearsed. They'd been with each other so long. Last year we only had one new team member because of COVID. This year we have many more, and many more stepping into big roles. And so it was an exciting start knowing that we were going to grow each meet, that our score would grow, that their performances would grow. And that's already happened just in our first couple meets. So it's exciting each time to see what's going to come next.
I think it's really cool how everyone focuses on themselves. You want to do your best, but even if you mess up, you still get really excited when your teammates do really good. So I personally, I've done really bad at meets, but I still am really happy at the end because everyone else did really good or someone else got a PR. And it's just, we're all there for each other. We're very supporting.
I think gymnastics is unique because it's just such a mentally tough sport that the team bond is almost way different than any other sport would be, because you have to be there for each other so much mentally and support each other when you're having a rough day. It's so mental. It's super physical too, but I would say it's 90% mental, 10% physical. So yeah, you have to be there for each other a lot. So it creates a really good team atmosphere.
We really, really want to make it to state as a team. We haven't done that in 12 years, a really long time. And we've been so close, and our competition is getting a little easier, so hopefully we can make it this year.
Next, we have the Andover dance team. The members describe their time together and their love for each other as more of a family than a team. Let's learn more about this awesome group.
My name is Natalie Shepard, and I've been with Andover Dance Team for 4 years. These 4 years have been amazing. I've made so many friends, and honestly, they are considered a part of my family, and my sister's on the team, and so it's just been so fun. I've learned and grown in so many different ways. I'd say the difference between this year's team and last year's team is everyone is a lot closer this year, and they have so many new qualities that they can bring to the team and that they contribute, and I think everyone has kind of taken a next step into going to new goals and reaching new heights. This year, I'd say our goals are being able to get to new skills that we haven't really been able to before, and I think with this team it's completely possible. I think that we're in a good spot at the start of the season, and I'm really excited to see where we go.
Dancing for the dance team for 4 years. I've been on both fall and winter. I started dance when I was in kindergarten. I've always loved it. My mom always wanted me to be in it, and I just fell in love with it, I guess. I think this year we finally all found our love for dance, and we've always had it, but I just think this year really has shown how far we can take ourselves, and we just have a family here, and it's really awesome. Our goals for this year are just to try our best at every competition. I think we all just want to up our scores, be there for each other, and just love each other. I think our dance team just really shows, like I said, how much of a family we are, and we just The difference from last year and this year has just been amazing, in just that we all have so many supporters, and it's just been so great.
My name is Grace Amel. I've been dancing on the fall team for 3 years and the winter team for 2 years. Well, actually I was a gymnast for about 12 years before I started dancing, and then once I got to high school, I mean, it just looked fun, so I decided I'd try it, and it just kind of blossomed into what it is now. Well, last year's team was great. I think we started a lot of the growth that we're continuing this year, and just the girls on the team this year they're motivated, they want it, and you can tell, and it's really shown in our performances. Well, I mean, state is the ultimate goal always. It's always what we're working towards, but I think more than like a material goal, we're just looking to advance our program and do the best we can this season and build off of what we started last year.
Next, we have the Champlin Park Alpine Ski Team. Let's check in with the Rebels and get their thoughts on the challenges the team has faced during this unique year.
My name is Jack Thomason. I've been on the team for 4 years now, and I'm the boys captain. To me, being captain is about including everybody. I like to make sure that I always go around and make sure everyone's having fun, talk about how their nights are going, and ask if they need any help or any advice with anything. I just try and be a positive role model and show leadership in that way. I personally would like to go to state. I would also love if our team would make it to state. We have a great team this year. We have a great shot at going, and if everything turns out the way it's supposed to go, we might just go. So,
my name is Anthony Hurlitz. I am a senior at Champlin Park High School, and I've been skiing with the Champlin Park Alpine team for 4 years now. Actually, it takes about an hour to get to practice every day and then an hour home after practice every day. So it's 2 hours out of the day. Some people might think that's a bunch of time wasted, but a lot of us actually enjoy the bus ride a lot more than practice because you get to hang out with a bunch of your friends, you get to talk to them, you get to mess around, and it's a lot of fun. So I mean, we don't find it as time wasted. Some of us actually really look forward to the bus versus practice because some nights are not most fun on the hill.
I'm Sam Johnson. I'm a senior at Champlin Park, and I've been skiing since freshman year.
There you go. Just ski, Sammy.
But this year we got a really solid team. We got 27 people, I think. So, and a lot of them are very fast, forceful, and aggressive skiers. So, yeah, it's all in the legs and core. You're really pushing with those legs to push off of the ground and just getting those racing lines in, sort of like Formula One stuff, and you'll be the fastest kid on the hill. So. Just the other night, we did a couple runs. I shaved off 9 seconds just that night, so it was pretty good.
I'm Brooke Murray. I'm a senior in high school, and I've been on the team for 4 years. There's a lot different between my freshman year and my senior year. With skill and ability, it's a huge difference. Knowing what I'm doing, huge difference. And the size of the team has gone up by a lot since my freshman year, so the whole experience is completely different. I like being around my team a lot. We spend a lot of time together, and just watching each other improve is also really amazing to see. My personal goal is just to get faster, keep improving, and have fun. And for my team, I hope my teammates do well as well. Maybe some of them can make it to state, who knows?
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as watching Channel 859 and online at QCTV.org. Thanks for watching.
I'm Mother Earth. Did you know that items like napkins, tea bags, and orange peels can be organically recycled? In addition, you can also recycle
food scraps like fruit and vegetables, meat, fish and bones, baked goods, eggshells, dairy products, and even coffee grounds. Also, food-soiled paper, including pizza boxes and paper egg cartons. For more information on organic recycling, check with your city to sign up. Mother Earth wants you to remember to recycle, not add to the landfill. Next time you're thirsty, use a reusable bottle.
Welcome back to the Champlin Ice Forum. The Ice Forum in Champlin, it is a big 5-spot for the Champlin Park Rebels in the first period, outshooting the St. Paul Academy Spartans 21-5. And I would say that quality scoring chances are like the shots, probably up 4-1 if you just factor out the goals. Goal scored by Matthew Blagette with 2 goals and an assist for the Rebels. Started the scoring off with both with 2 right off the bat. One on the first goal on a deflection. Second goal came and was a long stretch pass, beautiful stretch pass by Cade Simonson. Caught the Spartans napping, goal scored. Third goal was Jordan Ron. Pretty play out front, assisted by Riker Grant. Fourth goal came from Evan Williams, assisted by Blagette and Captain Roy Johnson. And the fifth goal, Will Bernovic with a nifty little move and a wrist shot back behind, a little changeup. That was assisted by Nolan Peterson. Perfect frame as far as saves for Jack McCabe. McCabe with 5 saves on 5 shots, came in with a 3-1 record. Scores of note around Section 5, Centennial and Blaine are tied at 0 after the first period. Another one in this area, Andover Huskies up 1-0 against Grand Rapids. Big shootout up at the IRA. We're underway here in the second period. Rebels controlling the puck. That's Trevor Aberwald trying to get it out. Pass out to Trombley. Trombley settles it, brings it back down below. Nice pass out front, open wing all the way down. And McCabe will settle it. Austin Andrews up to Trombley again. Trombley throws it back down. Aberwald battles with it. Pass intercepted by Trombley, or off his stick, goes back down, and it'll be icing. Plenty of those in the first period. We're starting the 48 seconds having another one. Both sides will change up. Tio Diaperlink against Jordan Ron. They're both wrestling right down there. Ron gets it back to the blue line. Intercepted. Good pressure put on by Pivzar. And passed up will have an ice. As that's pass from Brody Olson just angled a little bit too far for Evan Williams. And we will be goalie right near side of Jack McCabe. Rebels on the breakout. They have numbers. Taken around was Roy Johnson. Out front. One-timer by Evan Williams. And it goes off the bottom of the stick nowhere. Saved by McCabe. Dropped as Roy Johnson takes it. Skates through neutral. Drops it back off for Jordan Ron. Goes off his stick into the corner. Ron gives a little punishment over to the defenseman. Going back. Jordan Ron battling in the corner. Johnson pinches down. Or Olsen pinches down. And kept in by some nice stick handling by Evan Williams. Shot in. Covered up nicely. And Williams battling, was able to get that puck. Hit a couple of sticks, not a shot on goal. Olsen keeps it in. Cycles down as Olsen was looking for Williams again. And it's collected by Cade Simonson. Simonson, long stretch pass. Doesn't touch a stick, and icing is actually, it looks like it might touch a stick, and that is, icing is waved off. Sent back down. Nolan Peterson works a breakout. Up to Matthew Peterson. Beautiful pass right out front off the stick of Will Bernovic, looking for another goal. It would be his second of the night. Second in a row. The Spartans just trying to get it out right now. They are not able to do so. Kept in again. And it's settled by Casey Lynn. He's done some work back there. Matthew Blodgett battling with Lynn. Stick on the ground. I believe that's Matthew Blodgett. He'll skate to the bench, and that one will be an ice. Well, we're 3 minutes and 53 seconds into the second period. No scoring. And no shots on goal yet. 21-5. Ian Johnson was peppered in that first period. 16 saves. Drop back, pass out in front. It looks like it was hit, tried to deflect in. In fact, it just dropped right in front of Johnson. Judah Thompson tries to get it around. Another good poke or forecheck kept in by Bellison. Ethan Muss gets a taste of ice. Able to keep it in. This top line has really had possessed the puck a majority of their time on the ice. Aberwall working with it, throws it back down to Muss. Muss tries to cycle it, hops his stick, thrown back around. And that is going to not be icing. Austin Anderson tries to get a long stretch pass. And backhand pass from Kerling's shot, goal, Williams. Actually, it was Bellison, number 8, not number 9, not number 8. So that's Bellison's third goal of the season. That's a 6th goal of the day for the Rebels. Rebels pass out front, and that skips Brody Olson's skate, and that goes all the way down. McCabe. I'm sorry, that's Riker Grant. So Riker Grant from Muss and Jordan Ron. Completely wrong on that one. Apologize to Ethan. Brody Olson pass up. Right, the Rebels gain the line, gain the zone, and it pops over the boards. We'll have another drop. We're 10:45 remaining. 1 shot on goal and 1 goal so far. Berninick with the face-off win. Hard shot in. Save. Nolan Peterson wound up. Peltier with a pass over to Hoyland. Hoyland with a hard shot on pad save by McCabe. Peltier, Ethan, drilled up against the boards by Nolan Peterson. Rebels come up with the puck. Berninick. Bernovic drops it. Nice deflection out in front, saved by Johnson. Blodgett looking for his 3rd goal. He collects it. Outlet pass intercepted by the Rebels and then taken away. Shot in, backdoor pass, looking for Blodgett, goes off his skate. Matthew Lang, great shot in, great pass in as he was all over that. Taken into the boards, good defense. Jason Reel, it's past him, Weissing is waved off. Defenseman Austin Anderson pinches in. Ty McGee, we haven't called him a whole lot tonight. Some good puck possession there. Settled by Austin Anderson, throws it up. Matthew Lang looking for another backdoor. Jason Reel was right on the back pipe. Bellison being pestered by a couple of Spartans. It's taken Ty McGee. Ty tattooed into the boards by Lynn. And Lynn takes it away. Casey Lynn tries to get an outlet pass intercepted by Bellison. Bellison muscles in, forehand, save by Johnson. Pass back to the point. Austin Anderson couldn't control it. And here comes Bellison again. Passes it back over to Trombley. Trombley, that top line's back on the ice. Trombley skates around one. Backhand shot. Save by Johnson. 3rd save by Johnson. How did he ever get that 2nd one? Had to reach back. A hard shot in by, looked like that was by Muss. Just good pass and kept in, and actually off. It looks like it went off the wrist of Ethan Muss. He's going to the bench with a little bit of pain. There was a clearing pass by Casey. .7:21 remaining in the second period. Shots 26-6. Quick shot in by Jordan Ron. He took that face off, tried to get it past. One able to keep it in, looks down for Williams. Williams battling. And here comes the Spartans. Spartans, Hoyland tries to get over to Ethan Peltier. Kept in again off the skate of Johnson. Jordan Ron into the corner. Ron drops it for Olsen. Olsen, pass out front. Went off the backs. Another pass out front, backhand right to the skate, or right to the stick of Jordan Ron. I just couldn't get any lift on it. Brody Olsen off, and a great glove save by Johnson. Roy Johnson comes in, goes to his backhand, goes to his forehand, and glove save by Ian Johnson. Ian Johnson's made some very impressive saves in the middle part of this period. Rebels control the puck. Thrown back behind the net by Cade Simonson. Pass right out front, right through the legs. As P.O. Tiberlink had a good run at it. Tattooed in the boards by Nolan Peterson. Controlled by Blodgett. Matthew turns around, comes in, takes it in, dumps it back down below. Looking for Matthew Peterson. And that heads out. And here comes Tybazar. Tybazar rips one, it goes wide side. Of McCabe. And the Rebels control. And a couple of long stretch passes. That one off of Blodgett. It goes back down. That one, nice poke check away by Matthew Lang. Oh, centering pass that just failed to click as we've got, looks like we have a net issue down behind Johnson on the St. Paul Academy net. There's some work happening, and now we're back up. Henry Kerlitz against Matthew Lang. And won by Lang. Ty McGee battles it out front. And it goes while Jason Ryle right in the crease. Couldn't get it past Johnson. Here comes Anderson. Anderson shot off the side of the net. And that goes right in the crease, right in the skates of Judah Thomas. And Ian Johnson wisely saves it. Peltier throws it back down and hits the net. We'll have a face-off near side. In Champlin Park zone. Peltier, Holland, and Peltier out there for the Spartans. It's top line versus top line right now. Muss. Hopped his stick. He was trying to survey, and it just kind of jumped over his stick. Pinned up against the boards by Casey Lynn. Going outs. Settled by Anderson. And here comes Drew Bellison. Bellison along, circles around front. Nobody home. Oh, and it will have a tripping penalty coming up to Ethan Muss. Some words spoken afterwards. First penalty of the night, so we go into the Champlin Park Rebels. As far as power play goes, the Spartans come in with an 18.3% power play. And the Champlin Park Rebels, not many weaknesses on the team. One that Coach Potter would like to improve on is their penalty kill. Given they're 76%, so 1 out of every 4 is a goal. I guess they're going to call it a neen. So Muss for 2 minutes. St. Paul Academy has given up 6 shorthanded goals so far this season. Tyler Riker right out in front. Had Matthew Peterson, he lifted it, and it just went wide. Very good forecheck right now by the Rebels. Roy Johnson keeps it in. Gordon Ron, along with Matthew Peterson, just shadowing that puck. Now Brody Olson for Johnson. Back down to Trombley. Trombley holding on. 37 seconds remaining. No shots on goal so far for this power play for the Spartans. There's one right there, right off the blocker of McCabe. Good save as it was kicked into the corner. Johnson, or Olsen. Over to Johnson. Johnson pulls it in, down to 5 seconds on the power play. Johnson holds tight. Shot by Trombley, and it hit his own plower. It looks like it went right off of Brody Olsen's ankle. Save. Back and forth action right now. Sebastian Hoyland right there with a nice shot on McCabe. McCabe looks like it kind of got stuck into his pads, but makes the save. The penalty has expired to Muss. A good, interesting conversation with his dad. Nice conversation with his father right before the game. Park Center Raider, hockey player. Seniors deciding on what his next step is. The Spartans settle it down. Intercepted by Cade Simonson, who's had a nice game tonight. Here he goes again as he enters and drops it. Shot in by Blodgett, looking for that hat trick again. Scored the first two. We got 20 seconds remaining in the second period. And not quite as intense as far as the attack from the Rebels. 8 shots for the period, and that's the buzzer. Only one goal, one from Riker Grant, assisted by Ron and Muss. One penalty, and we have 17 minutes remaining. We'll be coming back with the Rebels up 6, St. Paul Academy 0. We'll be back for the start of the third period.
Hello, thanks for joining us here today. I'm Seamus Burke. With me is Corey Lang. We're here today to discuss West Side Story. Both of us saw this movie last Friday at the Champlin Mann Theater, just down the street from our studio here. So, Corey, just a quick one sentence. What is your initial thoughts?
Well, a one sentence, that's asking a lot. This is obviously a really complicated movie. It's a complex situation for me. Personally, I know we'll get into it. One sentence, gosh, put me on the spot, huh? Well, one sentence, I probably simultaneously the most qualified and least qualified person to be sitting here. Like, you should probably grab someone else to talk about this. Like, maybe Winter should jump in this seat.
Okay,
but
you can get up.
Yeah, I'll get out, yeah. No, what I'm getting at is musicals are not my favorite genre. That's what I'm getting at. But I went in with an open mind, but also very skeptical. So there's your sentence. We'll get into it a little bit later.
Good tease.
Yeah.
So I really liked this movie.
Okay.
I grew up doing musical theater, did musical theater through high school. I love seeing shows live, and I do love a lot of musical movies. So I was primed to really like this movie, and Steven Spielberg happens to be one of my favorites, if not my favorite director. So. Short, I really liked it. So for those that may not know, this is based on the 1957 Broadway musical of the same name, music by Leonard Bernstein and lyrics by Stephen Sondheim, with a book by Arthur Lawrence. This was previously adapted famously into the 1961 Best Picture winner, also of the same name. That film was directed by Robert Wise. And this movie, from what I understand, the intent was to sort of refresh the original musical and to actually make a movie that was closer to the book of the musical, which is something that I was not aware of. Have you seen the original West Side Story?
I have. I think they made us sound so brutal, but I think we watched it in grade school, so it's probably been 25 years, but I remember watching it in school.
Yes, same for me. I watched it in the original in middle school, and I have not seen since, and I actually deliberately did not revisit it to prepare for this because I wanted to sort of meet this movie on its own terms. Right. So let's talk about the movie itself.
Sure.
Generally, I thought that this movie was really carried by some really, really strong performances. You can't fault, well, at least I can't fault the book or the music. They're timeless. But these performances in this new version really made it pop and made it come to life. How did you feel about the performances?
Yeah, I agree. I'm so glad that you liked it. You know, with musicals, it's like, the best thing I can describe is it's like sports for me. Like, I'm not a big sports fan. And so, like, if I go to a sporting event, like, I'm automatically not having a great time. But I try. I try to have a good time. I'm like, all right, I'm at a baseball game. However, the Twins are playing. It's my home team. You know, although I'm not enjoying the sports activity, the idea of watching sports, I'm rooting for the Twins.
Right.
And that's the best comparison I can make here with musicals. I'm going in. It's like, okay, I know what to expect. I'm already being negative about it, but I'm going to try to have a good attitude because the Twins are playing. And so for West Side Story, my home team would be Steven Spielberg. I'm rooting for Steven Spielberg. A, he's one of my favorite directors. B, he hasn't had the greatest recent track record. I mean, he's obviously a legendary director, but I would say the last 2 or 3 films that he's done hasn't really been up to the high bar that he set in the past, if for lack of better.
Very different tone genre-wise, a lot of historical drama, a lot of gritty sort of real, much less sweeping, broad, fantastical.
Exactly.
And this to me actually kind of felt like something of a splitting the difference of those two things, where it definitely sort of has the look and the sort of visual style that he's sort of fallen into lately. But because of the nature of the story and the source material he's adapting, it does have this big sort of ostentatious feel.
Yeah, like look at his last film. It was a big success, but I wasn't a huge fan. It was Ready Player One, which is a great book and a great story, but rather than him being on set with these big physical sets, it's more of him directing from like behind like an animator, like a highly skilled animator. So he's like directing at a computer screen, right? Which is not my favorite Spielberg. So here he is, he's back on these big sets. It's really exciting. Janusz Kaminski is the cinematographer who shot some of my favorite films like Minority Report. I mean, he shot Saving Private Ryan. I mean, the guy, I mean, that's insane, right? The guy that shot that incredible film is back here with Steven Spielberg. Big physical sets, big choreography. It was really exciting to see Spielberg back shooting on all cylinders.
And it looked absolutely beautiful too. And I said this to you sarcastically the other day, this Spielberg guy seems like he knows what he's doing. The movie looks incredible. There are some, I'll throw some screenshots in here. There's just some incredible shots. The use of color, in particular in the sequence in the gymnasium at the school dance was incredible. The Jets are all in blue and the Sharks are all in red. And what I noticed was that Tony and Maria, Tony's played by Ansel Elgort, Maria played by first-time film actress Rachel Zegler. Tony is wearing white with a navy blue blazer, and Maria is wearing white with a red belt. And so they sort of have this symbolic link to their respective camps. However, they're both wearing this white that totally sets them apart from everyone else in the room. There's great stuff like that throughout, use of color, use of the camera. That's something that I look for in a musical movie. It can be difficult to go from the stage to film because you're expected to bring something different. Otherwise, why wouldn't you just tape a Broadway play or go see a Broadway play? And you lose that live audience feel, so you have to make up for it, I think, with impressive cinematography and really using the medium of film to its full advantage. And I thought Spielberg made very good use of the medium and of the genre to bring, like I said, new life into a classic for 60 plus odd years.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, and you nailed it. You know, this is definitely a form of entertainment that I prefer to see live on a stage. I'm far more engaged that way than rather than like a film format. But I was engaged here. You know, one of the big Spielberg moments for me was later on in the film. I don't want to spoil too much, but it was a scene with the Jets regarding a pistol. And the main actor, played by Ansel, shows up, and you know he wants to get that gun. And it was almost shot suspensefully, like an Indiana Jones fight scene. And they're kind of tiptoeing on these planks, like up on some scaffolding. And I'm like, this is total classic Spielberg. I'm not fully engaged with the singing portion, you know, because I'm just not a musical guy. But I'm here for the Spielberg trappings and the excellent lighting and cinematography and yada yada, all that stuff. So yeah, completely agree. I think they nailed it.
So I want to run through some of the performances here, see who stood out to you. For me, Rachel Zegler as Maria was an absolute standout. She, I looked her up. This is her first movie, and she answered an open casting call for this, and she won the part after like 30,000 some women auditioned. She's never been in a movie before, and I think it's highly possible that she will be nominated for an Academy Award for this performance. She's got an unbelievably good singing voice, and for someone, it's so impressive to me that this is her first
movie.
Yeah.
And she delivers such a hard-hitting and I thought very real performance as Maria. On the flip side of that, Ansel Elgort as Tony, I actually thought was a little bit underwhelming. But it wasn't that it was a bad performance necessarily, but he's surrounded by these people. I've got some other names here written down. Ariana DeBose as Anita, David Alvarez as Bernardo, and Mike Feist as Riff were all just so incredible. And they were plucked, most of them plucked off of Broadway. Sure. And he kind of stuck out to me as sort of like casting a name, which a lot of movie musicals do. That's a big pet peeve for a lot of people. But he delivers a perfectly serviceable performance, but he's overshadowed by these exceptional, unbelievable actors. performances. Well, he was Baby Driver, which that was his breakout role, and that was kind of his shtick. Was he was just kind of not lifeless. That's probably harsh. But he wasn't very animated in a way that was impressive. Yeah, closed-off performance. He's just a driver. He's a getaway driver. But here, I mean, so just to back up a little bit, to be an actor that is attractive and can sing, but also act, that's a big ask. You know, imagine casting a movie like this, where you're trying to get a group of people that are. And I'm not saying that every actor is beautiful and has to be beautiful. That's certainly not the case. But in this situation, most of the actors are very pretty. They can sing very well. But a lot of them can act really well as well. But I do agree on Ansel Elgort. A little lifeless, maybe. That might be a little harsh, but nothing. He didn't stand out like the rest of the actors. He was certainly was giving a more reserved performance. I actually thought as the movie went on, I became more and more invested in him. I remember thinking early on while we were watching this that I was not getting into Tony as much as I probably should have been at that point. However, by the end, and I felt this way through the whole movie actually, it just slowly kept pulling me in more and more and more. As the story unravels and it gets more intense as the movie progresses. Again, I won't spoil anything for a 60-year-old story, and it's also based on Romeo and Juliet, which is even older. But anyway, I felt that he delivers a serviceable performance, but when he's in a room full of absolutely outstanding performances, it sort of stands out. I agree. Do you have any other general thoughts? I know that you said just mostly based on the genre. This maybe wasn't for you. Was there anything in particular that maybe was turning you off a little bit? Well, I made a joke when we started that I'm probably the wrong person to be sitting here, and the joke is that because it's just I'm not a huge fan of musicals, but you got Tony Kushner writing the screenplay. He wrote Lincoln, which I'm a huge fan of, and you got the 1-2-3 punch combo of Spielberg, Kushner, and Kaminsky, which is kind of that legendary trio. And I'm like, okay, I'm a huge fan of those three. To answer your question, it felt really long to me. Yes. It does feel long, especially when you don't have an intermission as you would. If you saw this on stage and it was the same length, you'd get a 20-minute intermission. Totally. It does feel its length a tiny bit, and that was also a note that they probably could have tightened a couple things up. Small things. I feel like I'm splitting hairs even by saying that. But it's to deliver you a really short answer. It's like, I'm there for the technical. The singing and stuff is very impressive. It's just not for me personally. I was starting to squirm probably about that 2-hour mark. I looked over at Taylor, one of our colleagues, and I could see he was doing the same. I was like, all right, it's time to wrap this up. It's very pretty. Pretty and witty and bright, you might even say. Right, yeah. And I fully expect this to get a bunch of Oscar nominations. It's that movie, right? Yeah. This could be the movie where Steven Spielberg comes back, wins it Best Director. You'll have to correct me. The actress that plays Maria, I could totally see her being nominated for Best Actress. Strangely, the Golden Globes came out this morning. Not that that's a huge deal, but they did sweep a whole bunch of nominations. Not surprised. They have a musical comedy category too, which is that's where home run. Yeah, and that's where it appeared. So I hope that answered my thoughts. It does. In a nutshell. I mean, we could go on for an hour, but that's kind of my thoughts on the movie. Excellent. Yeah. I think that this is a great adaptation. Again, not being super familiar with the source material, I
I very much enjoyed it. I really got into it. So I think that people who are fans of the original, this is a fresh take. It's extremely competently executed.
Totally.
To me, it's kind of like when you see a revival of a show come through town, and you may have seen it before, but it's still good, and it brings. I hope it brings enough new elements to for people of fans of the original to enjoy it as well. If you're a fan of musicals too.
If you're a fan of musicals, this is a good one of those. Yeah, it's a good one of those, for sure. So, yeah, if we're doing a star rating, I'd give it 3 out of 5 stars. It's just extremely well made. Just something I wouldn't watch it again. Yeah.
I would probably end up giving it 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I thought it was, like I said, performances were just unbelievable, and it's Spielberg.
Yeah, razor sharp.
Razor sharp.
Yeah, it was really just exciting to see him engaged and passionate. Yeah. You could tell just from the camera work, he seemed like a young, spunky, creative director again, which was really exciting to see. Which I probably haven't seen that since Warhorse, personally, for me, which was like, was that 10 years ago?
I think so.
10 years ago,
2011.
something like that. I mean, Lincoln was good, and there was a few other. The Post, I think, was in between there, but anyways, that's a topic for another day.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, Corey, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I would like to, again, give a little shout out to the Champlin Man, where we saw this movie.
Totally.
They were a great help to us. So if you're in the Champlin, Anoka, in our member city area, check them out. They're wonderful. Hopefully we'll see you back here again soon. Until then, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That really helps keep our engagement up, and it lets you know whenever we've got a new video. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
A house is not a home without strong parenting skills. Let's hear from some of our parenting experts. Is there a rule in your house that you'd love to change?
Don't keep your legs on the furniture.
You can't rest your legs on the couch? You have to keep them straight out? You must have a very strong core.
Yes.
To strengthen your parenting skills, visit the real experts at boystown.org/parenting for tips, tricks, and tools for parents with kids of any age.
Welcome back to the Champlin Ice Forum. We are here for the start of the third period between the St. Paul Academy Spartans and the Champlin Park Rebels. I'm Jim Childs, joined at the rink with Ryan Munch and Trinity Thompson. They're both on cameras. Back at the studio, we've got CJ Buck, Kurt Yang, and Damian Vanderjack, bringing you these amazing pictures tonight. An amazing score right now. The Rebels are up 6 rip. Shots 29-11. They scored 5 goals in the first period. Second period, kind of, I don't want to say sloppy, but kind of back and forth. Riker Grant got a goal assisted by Jordan Ron and Evan Muss. Really, that first line, who's been outstanding, scored a lot of goals this season, has not tallied. The only point they've got is Ethan Muss's goal, but they've done well. All right, so we've got both top lines out there. George Peltier against Tyler Trombley on the drop. Trombley wins. We've just been informed, obviously, with 6 goal lead, it'll be running time, so second period will be quick. Here comes Aberwald, shot in, pad save by Johnson's had 24 saves. That was his 24th right there. Hard shot in by Aberwald. Kept in. Shot in, another blocker saved. Sent back behind the net by Trombley. Muss battles the puck away from 2 Spartans. And it slips outside the zone. And both teams will change up. Both pass out to Tyler Trombley, who was just waiting there. Pass just over the stick of Evan Williams, who was breaking in. Here's a 2-on-1. Nice defense by Drew Bellison, who committed to the attacker, who was Tio Diperlink. And that goes back down. Settled by Austin Anderson. That's up front to Riker Grant. Grant tries to get a centering pass, and that's sticked away. It goes on to Evan, and net comes off. Evan Williams puts it back on to keep game playing, which is a smart move. Riker Grant is getting his pocket picked. Saved by Jack McCabe, who's had 12 shots and 12 saves. Here comes Williams. Williams rifles one in. Pad save again by Johnson. Far side as Holand. Is there. Johnson up into the neutral zone. He's got Blodgett, who is trailing behind, and Peltier gets it past, and that's now up to Will Black. Will Black sends one on to Jack McCabe, who holds on to it. Thinks better. He was thought about dropping it. Saw a trailing Spartan. Will Black has moved up and is now with the Peltier brothers, George and Ethan. The Rebels have a decisive advantage on the face-offs, one tonight. They've controlled the puck almost on every drop. Will Bourbon, who's got one goal already tonight, skates around, drops it back for Matthew Peterson. That hops his stick. And Matthew Blodgett muscles it through, looking for Peterson. Peterson rips it high over Johnson, the Spartan goalie. Casey Lynn sends it down. They just need a change. And an ice is called, and both teams will change up. Tyler McGee, Matthew Lane, and Jason Reel will be out for the Rebels. McGee, who's had a couple of nice runs at it, shot in just wide by Reel. Point blank, right in between the dots. And Reel just pulled it a little bit. Or we would have been looking at a 7-0. Goes off McGee's stick as Nolan Peterson throws it down. And it's settled by Cade Simonson. Peterson to Simonson again. Gets it around one Spartan, then stonewalled right at center. Settled again by back and forth neutral zone play. And the Spartans come up with it. 11:40 remaining in the third period. Running time or not, it's has not been a lot of whistles. A couple of icing calls, but that's been it. Lang tries to get it out front. That deflected off a stick. And Nolan Peterson settles it behind. He's got two Spartans chasing him on the forecheck. Anderson sends it around. Hits Trombley. Trombley looking. Heinz Peterson rifled in. Good. Casey Lynn, another nice defensive play as he gets down off his skate, almost went in. As Evan Muss threw one right off the skate and thrown deep down. And another ice right now. Henry Carolings send it back down. We'll have another face-off to the near side and to the right of Ian Johnson, the junior. Champlin Park controlling, pinching down, and shot right off the skate again. And that was Drew Bellison. He keeps it in. Trombley, working with Trombley, sends it down over to Will Black. That gets past center line and dumps it down. And here comes the Rebel. Bellison looking for Williams on a long stretch pass. Oh, that pass kind of connected and just Williams couldn't corral it as it just outstretched stick. Bellison, tattooed up against the board, and that was Austin Anderson getting up a little slow. He's heading over to the bench. Williams for the Rebels, put up against a board by Henri Peltier, another Peltier brother. And here comes Jordan Ron. Little pass over to Williams, gets tied up in the skates of the defenseman. Johnson pinches down, and Ron tried to connect. The skater for St. Paul Academy kind of went with him. And it's thrown back down. So as we look with 5 or 6 games left on the schedule, this Section 5, shot in, goal! Roy Johnson, the captain, comes up with the 7th goal of the night. Went right to the skate. And I believe it was Jordan Ron and Brody Olson will get the helpers, but I'm not completely certain on that. But for sure, Roy Johnson gets the goal. Ron and Olson do get the assists. That'll be Ron's 3rd point of the night. Johnson's 1st goal of the season. Nice job by the defenseman. A shot in, save by Ian Johnson. So as we start looking at Section 5, Maple Grove right now, as far as QRF, they're ranked 5th in the states, the 1st in Section 5, followed closely by Centennial. It was 12th, Rogers 15th, Champlin Park 23rd. And then a pretty big drop-off, Spring Lake Park, Totino Grace, Mounds View, Osseo, Irondale, St. Anthony. But as all these games are important. I know that we've got Centennial against Blaine. It was tied at tied scoreless after one. But Champlin Park has a chance to jump up as high as 2 or 3. Rogers, a really tough team. When you look at Maple Grove, Rogers, Centennial, Champlin Park, all kind of the class of Section 5, and it is going to be a fun sectional. This is one of the deeper ones in the state. And 1 through 4 is going to be a good semifinal. Possibly, I should say possibly. Jason Reel back behind the nets. We're on just about at 5:30. Rebels up 7-rip. Here comes St. Paul Johnson. They throw it back down. As Ty McGee goes off his stick. And Drew Bellison throws it up. Kept in by the Spartans. Austin Anderson tries to get it out. Kept in. Looked like he might have been tripped, but no call. Ty McGee misses it, and we'll have an ice. We'll bring it back down. Now under 5 minutes. Champlin Park's schedule, upcoming schedule, very favorable. You wouldn't think so in years past, but they'll take on Duluth East on Thursday here at the Champlin Ice Forum. Duluth East, down year, shot in just wide of McCabe. Throw it back down the net. Settled by Johnson. Johnson, good breakout pass off Trombley's stick or skate, and it goes back down. Held in. They'll go to Hastings and White Bear. After that, they'll have Benilde St. Margaret, which is a very solid team. Group of skaters, and that will be here. That'll be the last home game of the season. I imagine that's senior nights on the 17th, a week from this Thursday. And they'll be at Moundsview. Oh, nice deflection by Trombley, who was falling down. Johnson shot in. Trombley tried to deflect it. So very winnable games upcoming for the Champlin Park Rebels, which can help with that QRF. Now the QRF is not the tell-all for seeding, but it does definitely play a part in seeding. Peterson throws it back down to McGee. McGee back behind the net, looking for Reel. And Owen Peterson over to Lang. Shot right over the head of Johnson. Meaningful minutes right now for this time. Peterson tries to skate in and do a little dipsy-do, and Johnson would have none of it as he pushed it aside. Shots 34-13 in favor of the Rebels. The Spartans coming off a performance of 55 shots in their last game against St. Paul Johnson. Heads down, hard skating by Andre Pelletier, but still on ice. We're just at 2 minutes now. Oh, we've got a cross check, Mike. Nolan Olson will go to the box for the final 2 minutes. Second penalty on the Rebels. Coach Tommy Potter's got to be happy about the performance tonight. I know no coach is completely satisfied, but the Rebels, all four lines have done well, and the defensive pairings as well. Shot in, saved by McCabe. Another save by McCabe. Bellison behind the net. rips it down. It goes all the way down. Johnson will have to stop it back behind the net. Power play for the rest of the period for Academy. Here comes Bellison. Bellison rips around, tries to get past. Is able to. Taking precious seconds off the clock on the penalty kill. Here comes Academy, shot in, blocker save to the corner. Academy working it. Out save, glove save. Jack McGaven looking for the shutout tonight. And he'll get it. We're under it. We've got 10 seconds. Puck is down. And that will be the game. Good win for the Champlin Park Rebels. They will move to 12-7-1. St. Paul Academy will fall to 5-15-1. Champlin Park will be again on Thursday back home against Duluth East. The Greyhounds will be in town, and good opportunity to change the spirits of that. Our broadcast schedule coming up on QCTV. On the 10th, there'll be boys basketball. It'll be Andover versus at Champlin Park. That'll be a good one. Girls hockey I'll be there on Sunday as Andover will take on the winner of 8 and 9 in Section 7. Girls basketball on Valentine's Day. It'll be an A-Town Classic. The Andover Huskies will be at Anoka against the Tornadoes. And then on the 17th, another good one here at the Ice Forum. It'll be Benil St. Margaret against the Champlin Park Rebels. Well, good night for the Rebels. Coach Potter takes home a 7-0 win. And for Ryan and Trinity here at the Ice Forum and CJ Curtin, Damien back at the studio, we want to thank you for joining us on QCTV Sports. Again, tonight, the Rebels take the victory 7-0 over St. Paul Academy. Have a pleasant evening. Thanks for joining us.